My name is Sloan Cole, 28, and I never thought I'd hear my own 911 call. 7:42 p.m. Grand Rapids PD, what's your emergency? My brother's voice came through. Steady calm. My sister's out with her boyfriend. Happens all the time. Don't worry. Then the line went silent. I was only a few steps away waiting, watching the Life 360 dot on my boyfriend's phone stay still for 4 long days. $200,000 my mom's trust fund released the day I turned 28 was already missing. Dad, a retired police chief, called it a family misunderstanding. Stepmom went live on TikTok, tears in her eyes. Please pray for my daughter. Aspen left a bottle of water by the door and whispered, hang in there, it's almost over. Meanwhile, my boyfriend noticed the frozen dot and started looking for answers. Stay tuned, the next 911 call changed everything. Comment, Life 360. If you believe one dot can make a difference, or creepy if you'd turn it off tonight. Hit subscribe and ring the bell because some stories don't end where they start. The day Mom's casket closed, everything shifted. I was 10, gripping a white carnation, staring as the lid lowered over Marlene Cole's pale face. She had fought lung cancer for 2 years, and her last words to me were soft watch over Chase. I held them close like a promise. Dad Wayne Cole, deputy chief at the time, stood tall in his uniform, one hand on my shoulder, the other on Chase's. Chase was 13 already, filling doorways, and Dad kept saying he's the head of the family now. I imagined him fixing the fence. The truth weighed more. Bills from the funeral arrived before flowers wilted. Dad threw himself into extra shifts, coming home with gunpowder scent and cold coffee breath. Chase got New Jersey's math tutors, premium everything. I inherited lingering sorrow and a bike with one training wheel gone. When I questioned it, Dad replied, Chase is the investment. You're resilient. You'll be fine. By 15, Chase started quarterback. Dad installed a trophy case in the hallway shelves, bending under shiny plastic. I took weekend shifts at the animal shelter, earning cash for feed bags. Dad never commented on the odor clinging to my jacket. At 25, Dad retired with full benefits and a new companion from the fitness center. Karen Cole, she adopted his last name. The wedding day boasted 50,000 TikTok followers and a ring light that outshone our entry bulb. She arrived with equipment crates and content plans. Chase, now 28, had quit college twice and racked up $50,000 in digital poker losses. Dad covered the initial 30 grand without pause. Blood helps blood, he declared. I was 26, graduating business school on scholarships from kennel work. I founded the Cole Youth Foundation with $5,000 saved since 15. In under a year, it pulled in 7 figures for foster children. Dad showed at the gala, glad-handed donors smiled for cameras. Chase stumbled in, intoxicated, inquiring if the bar accepted Venmo. Karen captured every moment for behind the scenes. I paid the mortgage when Dad's pension lagged. I purchased Chase a second-hand Civic after repossession. I financed Karen's lighting enhancements because visibility counts. Monthly, I deposited into the household fund, convincing myself it was short-term. Chase would stabilize. Dad would recognize I wasn't merely resilient, I was the foundation. But foundations crack under overload. Chase requested advances that vanished. Dad termed them seed money for his boy. Karen uploaded clips labeled building winners featuring Chase posing. I continued laboring, donating, clinging to Mom's dying instruction. I was mistaken. Fast forward 2 years and the mail changed my life. A discreet envelope from Grand Rapids Trust Company landed on my 28th birthday, stamped with a discreet gold seal. Inside lay the activation letter for the Marlene Cole Living Trust, $200,000 compounded since Mom's death. Now legally mine with a single signature. I locked my office door at the foundation and read it twice. The terms were clear: age 28, triggered release, no family notification required. Professor Mercer, my business school mentor, had explained trusts like this ran silent. That evening, he joined me over encrypted video. New York satellite branch, he outlined sketching budgets for urban foster housing. We mapped donor pipelines, lease projections, staff hires. Sign Monday, wire Tuesday. Keep it quiet until funds clear, he advised. I agreed. Vision sharpening. Chase spotted the envelope on the kitchen counter while I scanned the pages. Birthday junk, he asked, pouring cereal. I slid it into my bag. Solicitation, I said. He nodded, but his gaze lingered on the seal. That night, I updated my bank password to a string of Mom's old hospital dates. I emailed Professor Mercer the signed forms end-to-end encrypted. Sleep felt lighter. Chase stayed up. At 2:37 a.m., my phone pinged a failed login alert on my personal email, then another at 2:41. I reset credentials, blamed bots. Chase was sprawled on the couch when I passed laptop open beside him. I thought nothing of it. 48 hours later, Karen cornered Dad in the garage door, a jar ring light clipped to her phone for a raw story. Wayne, that trust is family money, she pressed. Sloane's locking it in her charity. Chase needs a reset, debt's gone, maybe a startup. Dad wiped grease from his fingers. She's always hoarded numbers. Karen leaned closer. Push her to split it. Half for Chase. Or we force the conversation. I crouched behind the trash bins, pulse hammering. Dad didn't push back. I'll handle her, he said. Karen ended the recording with a practiced tear. Chase overheard too. By dinner, my email showed a forwarded copy of the trust letter sent to his address. When I borrowed his laptop for a quick print, the browser history revealed the bank login page and a screenshot of my new password. Professor Mercer messaged the next day. Wire scheduled for Monday, close of business. I thanked him, voice steady. Internally, alarm bells rang. I rescheduled the signing for Friday afternoon, told no one. Karen posted a veiled TikTok that evening, split screen of Chase grinning and me at my desk, caption equity in family matters. Dad liked it. Chase added a money bag emoji. I sealed the final documents in a folder labeled Tax Archives, locked my office, and pocketed the key. The New York expansion waited in black ink. Friday night, the one I remember best, the house reeked of takeout and heavy footsteps behind the door. Chase burst into my office, clutching a printout of the trust. $200,000. You're hiding this, his voice boomed, his face red. My dad shuffled after me, arms crossed, his retirement badge still held high. We need answers, Sloane. I slowly stood, clutching the file. It's Mom's trust, given to you at 28. Chase scoffed. She told me Dad promised to split it evenly when she died. Dad nodded. Family comes first. The confrontation quickly became heated. Chase grabbed my wrist as I reached for the phone. No calls. Dad blocked the exit. This is to be kept in the house. I jerked away, but Chase pushed me through the garage door. Time's up. Concrete scraped against my palms as I fell inside. Dad turned on the lights, bright fluorescents that revealed tool benches and holiday gift boxes. Chase yanked a strap from Dad's old belt and tied my wrists to a metal stake. This holds better than rope, he said, confiscating my phone. Dad locked the roller door with a heavy padlock, the chain clanking. A lesson in sharing, he said. Karen appeared in the frame, phone ready. Go live in 30 minutes. Stepdaughter disappears after argument over money. She set the ring flashlight on the shelf. Sympathy views will skyrocket. Chase handed her the keys. Park downtown. Dad agreed. The neighbors will assume she left in a rage. I tensed against the strap, the plastic stabbing. This is kidnapping. Chase smirked. Family intervention. He pocketed my phone. Brock deleted contact. Karen rehearsed the angles. Tears, prayers, hashtag pray for Sloane. She practiced sobbing. Chase checked the apps on his phone, now mine. Life 360 shared with your boyfriend. Perfect shows you've driven away. He missed the live ping. Dad paused. Sign more than half tomorrow and you'll be free. I rolled my eyes. Never. He shrugged, turned off the light. The lock clicked. Karen's voice trailed off. The script is set. Chase have the car ready at the mall. The footsteps faded. Silence swallowed the space except for the hum of the freezer. I checked the pole, unable to move. The cable tie went a little deeper. My thoughts turned to Brock. We'd turned on location sharing to ensure safety during late drives. The app lit up on Chase's screen earlier. Fixed at home. He hadn't turned it off. Chase turned back for a moment, slipping a water bottle through the pet cap. Drink some water. Think about your promise. Cold plastic rolled down my leg. I left it alone, looking at the dim light of the router on the wall. Karen's voice echoed. My daughter's gone. Dad interrupted. It worked vaguely. Chase added. Go to the bank on Monday. Time dragged. Wrists pounded. Moonlight filtered through the vents. Life 360 was silent. I breathed evenly. Brock finished work around 10. He glanced at the app. Hadn't moved since 6:52 p.m. By Saturday, the garage felt smaller than my heartbeat. Day 1 blurred into thirst, wrists raw from zip ties, stomach clenching empty. The smart speaker Dad installed last summer suddenly blared Pharrell's Happy Karen's playlist leaking through the wall. Clap along if you felt like a room without a roof. I didn't. Day 2, hunger sharpened. Concrete chilled my back. Happy. Looped hourly mocking. Chase's laptop keyboard clicked beyond the door bank transfers. He left 20,000 untouched proof of life balance. The rest 180,000 vanished to offshore poker sites. Day 3, dehydration hit. Tongue stuck to teeth. Happy played at midnight, Karen singing along upstairs. Vision swam. I counted blinks to stay conscious. Saturday night, Karen went live. 10,000 viewers watched tears stream. My stepdaughter's missing, please share. From my concrete tomb, Happy blasted full-volume bass vibrating the post. Comments exploded. Why's your garage speaker playing party music? Karen laughed it off. Neighbor's kid. Views doubled. Aspen slipped through Sunday morning plastic bottle rolling under the pet door. Drink slow, she whispered, eyes darting. Chill everyone, they'll let you out tomorrow. Her phone glowed with Karen's live chat. She typed, Sis does this when she's mad. Typical. Then, you promised me college money. Remember? I stared. She vanished. Day 4, delirium edged in. Happy became hallucination. Pharrell taunting. Throat sandpaper. Plastic bottle empty since Aspen. Freezer hummed like judgment. I traced zip-tie teeth with numb fingers, counting ridges. 27. Karen's second live peaked at 15,000. Still no word. Police say wait 48 hours. Happy kicked in mid-sentence. Chat erupted. Turn off the music. She muted her mic, faked sobs. Donations trickled. $500 for search fund. Chase checked once, laptop under arm. Almost done. Offshore confirms. He kicked the empty bottle. Mom would have wanted this. Door slammed. Aspen's second visit came Monday dawn. Another bottle warm. Comments blowing up. They think you're partying. She filmed the floor. Not me. You owe me tuition right from back when. Her thumbnail pressed send before I answered. By Tuesday, body betrayed. Legs cramped. Happy, looped endless. Karen's lives hit 30,000 total. Police investigating boyfriend. Chat demanded, check your own garage. She banned doubters. I mouthed lyrics to stay sane, timing breaths with bass drops. Zip ties loosened, fractionally sweat-slicked plastic. Not enough. Aspen's final drop, stale water protein bar wrapper. Dad says sign tomorrow. Comment ready. Found her car boyfriend drama. She left without looking back. 4 days dissolved boundaries. Hunger became companion. Happy. Soundtrack to survival. Karen milked views. Chase secured funds. Aspen collected IOUs. I clung to rhythm. 1 beat, inhale. 2 beats, exhale. The dot waited somewhere. Monday night, Brock's phone lit up across town. Live 360 alert flashed Sloane's location static 96 hours. Red dot locked at home address. He pinched Zoom no shift since Friday evening. Messages blue ticked unread. Voicemail full. Stomach knotted. App timeline confirmed sharing from her device only. She never disables this. Screenshot captured 911 dialed. Girlfriend's tracker frozen 4 days. Family claims she's traveling, but data contradicts. Operator logged, dispatched patrol. Keys hit, palm engine roared. Traffic lights blurred. He parked dark 2 blocks out, eyes fixed on house lights. Mrs. Ellis' elderly neighbor trimmed roses under porch glow. Friday thumps echoed memory, then quiet. Karen's streams blamed boyfriend issues. Tonight, subtle scratches from coal garage. She phoned dispatch. Odd noises next door, investigate the garage. Patrol arrived silent, 2 cars, lights off. Brock flagged sergeant. That pins her. Screen shared. Officer affirmed, called reinforcement. Dad opened door in pajamas, mug balanced. Sloane's out playing with friends, gets moody sometimes. Grin strained. She once ditched home 3 days after arguing with Brock. Typical tantrum. Brock tensed. Her phone stays put. Dad waved off. Forgot it plugged in? Search consent asked. Dad stalled. Need paper, officer invoked emergency protocol, missing adult tech evidence. Dad relented. Karen lurked rear, no light set up. Overreach. Aspen recorded upstairs, murmuring to viewers. Teams divided, interior sweep, garage focus. Brock tailed garage unit. Padlock shown. Unlock. Dad searched pockets slow. Cutters severed link. Door lifted. Bulb hummed alive. I squinted, restraints deep, throat dry. Brock dashed in. Sloane, Dad faltered. Mix up, she's napping. Ties severed. Paramedics descended. Mrs. Ellis peered over divider. Heard bangs days ago. Brock lifted my phone, fractured display. Life 360 active. Precisely 96. Karen's accidental broadcast flared, viewers raging. Dad repeated, Sloane went out to play. But evidence mounted. I rasped, 4 days. Balance swayed. Tuesday morning sirens cut through the quiet. 8:12 a.m. precisely 6 cruisers formed barricade across driveway. Warrant brandished high. Lead detective kicked front door wide. Chase sat at oak table, fingers frozen on laptop trackpad, final transfer window blinking confirm. Police hands where we can see. 3 officers advanced, weapons leveled. He lifted palms, slowly, chair scraping tile. Screen captured mid-action, $180,000 routed to Cayman account, IP traced to device in hand. Cuffs clicked tight. You're under arrest for theft and false imprisonment. Chase twisted. She chose the garage, hiding from Foundation auditors who demand repayment. Detective bagged, laptop seal taped red. Karen's ring light tilted on counterphone, propped via coffee mug, accidental live. Officers storming home, help followers spiked to 20,000. Panic set in. Thumb smashed delete queue, erasing weeks of archives. Stream error, reconnecting. Viewers archived segments before vanish, reposting titled Cover Up. Brock circled property, rear shoulder, ramming garage service door. Wood splintered around lock. Hinges gave. Dust swirled under bare bulb. I slumped against post, zip ties. Embedded lips cracked. Sloane, look at me. He knelt, pulse checked, radioed medics. Dehydrated, conscious. Hidden ceiling camera, Dad's post-retirement hobby, activated motion, Friday dusk. SD card extracted, time-stamped entry, wrist binding, phone seizure, padlock snap. Bank logs downloaded, parallel Chase's login, sequential withdrawals, matching video frames. Chase dragged past living room. Charity owes family, Sloane staged isolation to avoid donor lawsuits. Sergeant added note to report. Karen collapsed, dramatic to carpet. Persecution remaining, chat exploded, mirrors of deleted lives. Hashtags trended, Kancha, garage truth. Brock supported stretcher roll. You're out. Saline dripped, cold relief, senses sharpening. Investigator pocketed drive. Charges include kidnapping, grand larceny, more forthcoming. Wayne stood hallway shadow face ashen, evidence locked irreversible. The morning sun climbed higher as neighbors gathered behind tape. Mrs. Ellis nodded satisfaction from porch. Reporters arrived, cameras flashing. Karen's final plea echoed empty misunderstanding, but footage spoke louder. Chase loaded into cruiser laptop, evidence tagged. Lawyer door slammed. Brock squeezed my hand, en route ambulance. Home, soon, real home. Detectives sealed scene yellow. Garage camera feed queued for court. Transfer trails traced offshore. Karen's platform suspended pending review. Justice ignited. 90 days later, the courtroom smelled like old wood and new endings. Oak benches creaked under spectators. Chase shuffled in, orange jumpsuit, ankles chained. Judge adjusted glasses, reading wire fraud indictment. 7 years, federal penitentiary. Gallery murmured. I rose for victim impact envelope, trembling slightly. When I was 8, Chase dove into the lake and pulled me from the undertow. Mom always said he was the family pillar. Defense attorney smiled faintly. Prosecutor countered, one childhood act doesn't erase calculated theft. Judge paused, pen tapping. Credit for early guilty plea, sentence reduced to 5 years. Gavel cracked. Wayne sat second row, retired badge clipped to belt out of habit. Prosecutor slid forfeiture order. Pension garnished $30,000 annually until restitution complete. He signed without protest, folding the replica badge into pocket, metal cold against palm. Karen occupied defendant adjacent seat, ring light absent for once. Bailiff handed termination notices, every sponsorship voided, platforms permanently suspended, $20,000 in breach penalties itemized. She dabbed mascara with tissue, live follower counter frozen at 0, notifications silenced. I requested sidebar. Your Honor, I've changed my number and blocked all family accounts. Aspen's last DM lingered on screen before. Delete you, still owe my tuition right. Cursor hovered, then clicked permanent block. Court ordered $50,000 restitution from seized offshore accounts. I transferred every dollar into Marlene Cole Foundation escrow that afternoon. First board meeting approved emergency housing grants, 3 foster teens secured apartments before sunset. Professor Mercer waited in corridor, blueprints rolled under arm. New York satellite funded lease signed. He shook my hand firm. Your mother's vision scales. Brock leaned against marble pillar outside chambers, coffee steaming. Choices define family, not blood. I echoed the words, voice steady for the first time. Simple platinum band slipped onto finger, cool and final. Reporters clustered at exit. Microphones thrust. Ms. Cole comment on sentence leniency. I paused on steps. Justice served, rehabilitation possible. Cameras flashed. Wayne approached hesitantly. Sloan, I walked past without glance. Karen called after, voice cracking. We're still family, security escorted her out. Foundation press release drafted en route. Marlene Cole Foundation launches. With full restitution, seed urban foster pipeline begins. Donors pledged matching funds within hours. Brock drove us downtown. City lights blurred. New apartment keys. He dangled set. I nodded, old house keys discarded in courthouse trash. Evening board call confirmed, first teen moved in bed, made fridge stocked. Text from Professor Mercer, pillar indeed. Night settled. I stood balcony overlooking river, ring catching street lamp. Choices, not blood. Gavel echo faded. Chapter closed.